And off we go. That is our first map. It is Last Refuge, as we said. It's an Archmage opening versus a DK. So no Crypt Lord shenanigans, no Dreadlord sleep plays.
Yeah, but it's a ghoul build by 120, so perhaps a Death Knight expansion in the works here. He has the spare acolyte, kills a critter towards the expo. So it's surely looking like it. And he's gonna scout perhaps here beforehand to make sure, you know, it is an Archmage, how quickly Sok is crippling, what the exact creep route is doing. Death Knight expansion can be really good. Like, obviously, on this map, there is mercenaries for the opponent. If Sok creeps that immediately thinking it could be a Crypt Lord and then attacks, you can even get Tower Rush sometimes as an undead that expands. Yes, you heard right. As crazy as it sounds. So it will be interesting to see how both players adapt, because Sok is not scouting. He's just busy chasing that acolyte right now, and he's not pulling the mercenary camp. He's actually going to do the small green near his base first.
Yeah. Okay, then. Here we go. A little bit of a green camp as a start. Circle of Nobility for him. Pretty much the norm. If you have like the norm for best in slot item early on. We have DK, Sacrificial Seral, Ghouls moving out. Is this Madman just expanding?
Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
He sold the town portal for a little bit of extra gold. That means that you won't have that as an escape item if your hero gets surrounded or something. So you have to be extra careful not to get surrounded, especially against somebody like Sok, who's very good with it. And Sok, it looks like he's just gonna creep level 2 and then immediately do expo behind. He's looking to do some harassing in the main base at the same time with the footman. This is very annoying for 120, because if you don't get an ice tower, which, you know, costs a little bit of gold and lumber, you might end up losing one of the acolytes. He's actually, wait, he's fighting. Double gold plus the acolyte. He wants to take out the footman.
Okay. Footman harassing the acolyte here, but will be saved. Of course, he's not teching, so he can reproduce these acolytes as fast as he wants to. And now he wants to do some damage here. 2 water elementals pretty low. Here's the coil. That's level 2. 1 footman down. And ghouls tearing apart these water elementals as well. So where's the damage in that army?
Oh,
That's for surround on the Archmage. So swift, so smooth.
Oh, the DK has no TP, remember? I literally just mentioned this. The Archmage breaks out and he's gonna cut off the retreat of the Death Knight, which is dead. I just mentioned this. You cannot get surrounded, and he's gonna tap out 120 with a very quick loss here. Getting a little overeager.
Well, gentlemen. That didn't take long. The DK Ghoul Fast Expo has become really popular lately, especially on Last Refuge and Echo Isles. Maps where the human can go for mercs, and then the Crypt Lord becomes a lot weaker. Yeah, but something went wrong there. Of course, you know, losing the DK is not so good. Really miscalculating the damage right there. Kind of an unusual mistake. Maybe he thought he had a TP, maybe he forgot about it. I'm not sure. Also, though, something else that happened in the early game. He brought 4 wisps, 4 ghouls, of course, to the creep of the natural. You don't need 4. 3 is easily enough, and if you bring 4, like he did, your lumber is really low and your expansion is really late. When the DK died, the expo wasn't even started yet. That's normally the good thing for undead fast expanding. You can get up this haunted gold mine super fast. So 2 huge mistakes, I want to say, by 120 early, and yeah, drops this first map rather swiftly.
I think the surround comes down to, he saw that the Archmage was in a position where he could almost certainly surround it, and I think once you surround, a lot of the time you can move away your Death Knights and replace that with a Ghoul in the surround, and then you force TP. And suddenly, if he doesn't get his Death Knight surrounded and then killed, and he's the one that forces the TP out of Sok, he's in a great position, because the expo is so delayed of Sok. He's lost down portal, he will have lost a lot of hit points. Maybe you can get DK3, you can coil him. And he's the one not expanding. You are, even though his expo, as you mentioned, was a little late.
Unbelievable. Just like that, just a couple of minutes. Doesn't need anything more than that for Sok. And yeah, maybe 120 not in the best mood today. I don't want to talk about Shape because he just won the TED Cup, right? So Shape should be good. But yeah, something seems a little off today, but maybe this was just a warm-up game. Maybe he can come back. And you know what? I wouldn't mind 3 games between them.
Actually, I rewatched the action. It looked like when the DK ran away, the Archmage was still surrounded. It must have been like a mini pixel allowing the Archmage to somehow break out of the surround. And if that happens, like I said, we're looking at a very different game. The Death Knight gets away because the Archmage is not cutting off the retreats and sniping him. And then Archmage has to Town Portal or dies. Both are pretty bad.
Yeah, the game would have probably been over with the experience going to the Archmage with a counter push against the expansion. I don't mind him tapping out here. It was pretty much a lost game with a lost DK. But okay.
Yeah, by the way, we have seen 1-0 before. Not care as much anymore, especially when he was qualified. As we said, he is clearly qualified for the Global Finals event. And that could be, if that continues, could be good news for Sock and Lawline. They both need the points. They both need to make it out of the groups. And it could be the best blessing for them if 1-0 doesn't play his best. He clearly didn't play his best on map 1. But yeah, he has much, much better to offer in the following games if he steps it up a bit.
True. It's kind of easy to improve from a 4-minute loss, right? So let's see if he can turn it up now. The new and improved Autumn Leaves for the first time in the Asia region. Let's see if these guys adapted to it yet or adopted it yet. Or if they're not aware, but they of course should be aware, pro players as they are. We move on. Match points for Sock. Just as that. Could be a 10-minute series, maybe. Off we go. And 1-0 starting in the bottom left-hand side of Autumn Leaves. Upper right-hand side is Sock. Probably surprised to have such an easy job here on map 1.
But he was probably really stressed when his hero got surrounded, but I think he reacted very quickly in counter-trapping the Death Knight and saying, okay, you ran in there with mid-hit points, my Archmage starting this fight with full hit points, and really breaking out of that surround. I don't know how he did it. That was a bit of a magician's move, but that's what saved him here for sure.
I guess
again with the gold builds.
I guess what helped was Circlet and Claws, so that is a pretty powerful build. And now 1-0 switches it up. We have a Lich, and this is something we've seen from Insurpable, especially in one of these American Cup finals that he lost against one of the greatest humans of all time.
Yeah, it's been very popular for a while, actually. I think it was the first guys that I encountered that were doing this was Ante and Juan in particular. Ante did this a lot and very successfully, and then I think Insub picked it up. And the Asian Undead haven't been using it as much. I think Mikael tried it a couple times as well. It's cool to see 1-0 go for this. I really wonder, like, did he draw the inspiration from them, you know? Like, is he an avid Insub viewer? Does he go boom, boom, boom after every win? Who knows?
I hope he's not drinking from a boot. That is probably not the most healthy thing you can do.
Bite you from a boot.
But yeah, he always looks on the Western scenes, right? I wouldn't be too surprised to see him take inspiration from that. Once again, the Circlet for Sock. They got some good karma going.
Yeah, and Sock's playing aggressive here. It's very common to just expo and then defend it. But he's choosing to be rather aggressive. 1-0 lost. Oh my god, he lost half hit points on his hero again before the fight. Not like this.
Oh, not that great indeed. The Lich got +5 intelligence, which is of course great damage and good mana for more Nova. Threatens the ghoul a bit.
You paid attention to the tome.
Yes, he did.
That's so sick considering most players don't even pick them up, you know?
Yeah, but if it's +2 damage and a lot of mana, then I guess you like it. There we go.
Ooh, the deny is so important here, but Sock doesn't get it. And the Lich now on the threat. There's a crazy footman actually attacking the goals in the main base. You might want to be careful with that one. Remember, there's still no Town Portal. And you can't dagger, like the opponent is on you, pressuring you right now.
Oh no, he wants to stay on Blight, but can't. And now the Archmage around the forest to intercept him there. Also, Acolyte is not building the Haunted Gold Mine yet. But okay, good sidestep. Lich is alive. This game will probably be a little longer than the previous one.
He has a skeleton to dagger at least. Sock. I wonder if he's gonna do like something like a mortar push. Now you can't go behind the expo, like there is that extra pond, but you can still go slightly above it and still see it from above the tree line.
The player's forces are under attack.
Creeping with Militia at the same time to grind up to level 2 for Brilliance Aura. Should be relatively easy to acquire, but the Footman puts some pressure on this Haunted Gold Mine. This is not that great. The Nerub Tower is helping a bit. One Footman down, the others are sacrificing their life to keep the undead economy low, and that's exactly what happens here. Second kill, probably another surround. Does he even need it? Or can he just do it with right clicks? Looks like he can do it with right clicks. So this was pretty expensive. But it was a cancel.
Yeah, very important to get that last deny, by the way. Oh, he stopped attacking with the Nerubian Tower. I think the Nerubian Tower would have denied the Water Elemental. Super well done by 120. He gets the experience from the water, but yeah, great deny before that by Sock. Now the expo is restarted. We got a graveyard on the way. And with the blacksmith being made, usually it's rifle caster. You can creep both camps in the center and then start pressuring again, and maybe add mortars if you feel like using that to help you pressure even further. I'm surprised 120 is not getting level 3, but I think he wants to stay around his expo in case Sock dives right back in, because canceling the expo and counterpolling out still would be worth for Sock here.
Oh yeah. Especially with Water Elementals. That is an easy cancel most of the time. So better safe than sorry. You will get level 3 down the road. There's some camps, yeah, easy to acquire. 1 kill or 2 kills will probably be level 3 in case the Archmage doesn't steal it. That was close. Has one more shot though.
Yeah, this Archmage might want to start running here, because Lich gets level 3.
Yep.
And it's going to die very quickly to Nova. Lich coming in. The range is very deceiving as well of Nova. Like sometimes you think you're safe and then boom. Just get melted in 1 second.
By Frostburns. Here we go. The deny is really not that impressive. There was another chance here, but Weather puts another fireball onto that Lich. Yeah, he's low. But he's also very, very powerful. Whoopsie. Yeah, still no TP.
Rod dagger. You can start hitting it. You can Dark Ritual and then Nova. Oh my god, the gut on Sock to come back in and for one more shot here. I really wanted that Lich.
One shot, one opportunity. It's everything he ever wanted. But didn't get the kill.
To capture it. Definitely didn't.
And
just
so...
let it slip.
So, Sock is on 1 base. Mountain King second, Rifle Casters. Since when are human comfortable to play on 1 base?
Well, I don't know if I would say they're comfortable, but it's just a build and a strategy that you can do against this type of expansion. The question is, will he expand behind this and then accept that he's facing a player that expanded way earlier than him, but also a slower tech? Or will he drop a workshop to maybe try and push further? You don't necessarily have to. You could even just get an Arcane Tower nearby the expansion of 120 and then push with rifles. That can be very strong, that style. That Lich, by the way, yeah, usually like target is very common here, but 120's positioning with the ghouls far forward is so good here.
Yeah, keeps the Lich safe. Another ritual dagger used, so he's trying to get back up to full HP. Stormbolt to interfere with that, but the ghouls are there just to block. A true meat shield we got here.
It's not quite a Stormbolt yet. Lich needs to be careful because Tier 2 is still far away from finishing for 120, so it's not like he has a Death Knight on the way ready to koi the Lich multiple times. And we have the workshop. So Sock's gonna do the push. And he could actually just creep both camps in the center beforehand. Like quite comfortably, even though he doesn't have that many units right now. I'm curious how he's gonna do this. Like how much does he creep to being aggressive? You can... That Arcane Tower that you can get nearby, I think like if you would place it here, that'd be perfect. But ideally you probably want to do both camps in the center and gain a bunch of experience. And there is not much the opponent can do about it, right? Because he has Stormbolt.
Yeah, 100% agree. We have a tier 2 almost finished. Double crypt, move into fiends. That helps, of course, with damage. That was the second last Nova for a while. And he really wants this level 3 Archmage. Sasquatch goes to the human, so does the Berserker for added damage. Berserkers, real good damage dealers. Need to upgrade these rifles to be on par with them. And here are the mortar teams. The clock is ticking.
This Lich scares me, by the way. Because it's 1-2-0, you know, sometimes you'll have some weird moves. But he's been very careful so far, and now Death Knight is being made. He just can't lose patience. If 1-2-0 starts feeling desperate and feels like he has to like run in and make something happen, he's gonna get bolted and his Lich is gonna explode. It would be very bad. He's threatening the Nova on the creep here. This is very well done. Can he get it? Yes, he gets it. Very important.
Keeps the Archmage from level 3 for a little bit. The Enraged Wildkin, the new creep on this map. About to fall here, but who's gonna get the experience? Mountain King, Mountain King, Mountain King! Whew. He's about
Why
to
is it
fall.
every time
What?
I say
Lich?
this happens?
What the hell?
Just free buys. I mean, he's pretty rich. The Dark Ritual is only level 1. Now we got the first Mortar there. Militia's already there. Let's see.
Still not level 3.
Yeah, the tech is really delayed by 1-2-0. That's the thing too, right? Like he stayed on tier 2 for way too long because he was massing fiends. I think he thought the push was gonna come earlier than it did.
It's still a lot of damage. Lich gets some healing now, or the Fiend gets some healing. Mana is still okay on the Mountain King, but if there's a Coil Nova, he's probably falling relatively quickly. But should he just focus on the heroes, or is it rather time to focus on units, because it's getting more and more of them?
I think he could have killed the Mountain King here with the Dark Ritual on the Fiend, but maybe he's waiting level 4 first. 1-2-0 being very patient. Tell you what, if the Undead was insub, that MK would be dead. Or Ante. These guys would not hesitate. Oh, the Lich!
Oh no,
No.
not again, not again. He's trying to fight out, and he does fight out. Man, that required some mana though. We do get statues now, but barely any redo or any regeneration up until this point. But yeah, Sok is on the timer. The towers are coming now. Good thing for him. 2 mortars still alive, weren't sniped until now. And he can lay a siege, and he does.
Did I call that Arcane Tower or what? There it is. Fiend's gonna fall. Priests have Adept, so they're a little tankier, but they still die very quickly from piercing damage from Fiends here. Where's the D-spool on the skellies? There it is. Mortar's also putting in a ton of damage. And 1-2-0, tier 3 just completed. He can buy an orb, but his DK is coming back in. He's starting Destroy form as well. He's maybe overextending here. He could just repair that tower and take his time, but he wants to fight for some reason.
Mountain King lock and loaded on this DK, who can't of course heal himself. He has no potion. If that's a bash, man, that would probably be the end. Exchanging spells once again. Big Nova into the back line, and the DK far behind. Gotta be careful now. If he gets bashed, this might still be the end. Now a little bit of extra regen and movement speed, always helpful. Sok is banging his head against his undead wall.
I cannot believe he forgot orb, by the way. Like, the DK was literally just right there. He had one job, that was pick up that orb and bring it to the Lich. He's fighting without it right now, still not realizing that he doesn't have orb. Maybe it's like it's a challenge for him. He's like, I'm gonna win without it. But I don't know.
Lich has full mana. Good night. Frostbite hits the Mountain King. That's the end for him. Is that the end for the push as well?
Yeah, it looks like he's getting pushed back right now. Priests are dying too fast, and Sok is just gonna tap out 1-2-0 with a successful Lich expansion here.
Good game by 1-2-0. I thought he was gonna maybe cheese like crazy and go for the rush into the main with Lich and Ghouls. Speaking of Insub, we've seen that from him before, but no, it is the expansion. And Sok with a very dangerous play, trying to play aggressive against it, trying to all-in push that Expo. The safer play would have been to counter-expand, but he tries to pressure and didn't quite work out. A lot of close calls in there as well. Love seeing, by the way, in the end, when you're 2 base, you have lots of gold and lots of fiends. Level 2 Dark Ritual on a fiend is like 350 mana.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's so many Novae. Thanks to that level 4 on the Lich, super strong. Yeah, for getting that orb, a little bit weird, but he was easily enough able to hold that Expo. Importantly, 1-2-0 kept on looking for fights. He didn't get too passive. He kept on being aggressive, even willing to lose Ghouls, to lose heroes, all to make sure the opponent doesn't creep and get those important levels that Sok was desiring. When the Lich died, by the way, the creeps denied it, so didn't get experience there either. But yeah, good tie of the series. Gonna bring us to a decision on map 3.
And that will happen after just a tiny little break, so bear with us, and then we will decide who goes into the winner bracket final. Here we are, everybody. The decision in Group B winner bracket semi-final. We are ready. Let's see if the players are ready as well. Our map is going to be Northern Isles, that's for sure.
Yeah, and this would be the perfect map to make it 3 out of 3 different heroes for 1-0 if he likes. Northern Isles, really good for Cryptolord expansion. You get level 2 right away, you get a fast expo very easily, and most importantly, there's no merc camp on the map for the human to make use of. But Northern Isles is kind of like a box full of tremendous chocolates for the unmet, because whether you play Cryptolord Expo or you play DK Harass, everything kind of works out well. There's a good reason why Happy's favorite map is this one. You can pretty much go into any kind of game pretty comfortably. But humans have also gotten a lot better at defending the expansion, for example, with footy blocks and so on, and have really refined the creep routes as well. So I think all in all, pretty balanced and probably a comfortable map for both.
Looking forward to this, man. These were kind of two one-sided affairs, I would say. So an even like a very, very balanced matchup that goes for 20, 25, 30 minutes. Would love that.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. Back and forth battles. Those games, you know, game 1 and 2, they were rather aggressive and ended pretty abruptly, it felt like. I would love to see one of those longer games from them both here with, 80 supply plus. That's what I live for, both of them on 80 supply, 100 supply. Make it happen.
Oh yeah, and maybe even some tanks. We've seen Johnny Cage destroy X-Lord in Europe in the fall on this very map with 1 million tanks. But I guess Sock not really a tank player, Todd.
Nobody likes tanks, Neo. Nobody.
You sure?
Yeah.
If they lead to victory, I'm pretty sure no one is really opposed.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it just feels like you don't really have a choice but to get them. I think the few scenarios in which we saw them in before was like, if Undead starts going Banshees, and they're not gonna siege you, getting 2 tanks with +2 attack can help to, do a bunch of damage, maybe kill a shop, the altar, or maybe the gold mine of the opponent. But other than that, you don't really see them very often. They take a while to produce, they give a lot of experience, they cost false supply, so these are many of the cons against getting tanks. Obviously, if you can get some important building snipes or like buy some time to secure another base, sometimes they can come in handy, but usually games are decided kind of long before this really comes into play. And 1-0, the big question is going to be, what does he open with here on this map? Like Neo mentioned, it's a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Is it maybe a tavern hero? We've seen the weirdest opening so far today. But yeah,
Please God, no.
Why don't you like a good old Dark Ranger opening against Human Todd?
Well, not from Undead. I think that'd be pretty bad.
1 million skeletons? No, right. I mean, we call him the Necromancer, but that would be quite crazy. Remo, any final thoughts before we move on to map 3?
Make a prediction, Remo. Make a prediction.
If we see a Crypt Lord, 1-0 wins. If it's standard play, Sock wins.
Okay, but what do you predict?
That's what I predict. What do you mean?
No, like when I hear hero, what hero do you think he's gonna do?
Crypt Lord.
Mate, you waited until the building was.
No, I wasn't looking.
What a cheater! What a cheater!
I was not looking. Righteous Remo would never cheat.
Righteous Remo is the worst nickname in esports history, I think. Anyway, we got ourselves a game, everybody. So let's see what these. If Remo is right, but I guess you can tell that he is. Off we go. Sock on the bottom left-hand side for the Africa Freaks. Upper right-hand side is 1-0 in the yellow. Winner of this will play either Lawlight or 15 Sway in the winner bracket final.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great match as well. I asked Remo to make a prediction, so I'm gonna make one as well. I'll say it's a Lich first. One of us is gonna be wrong. Maybe both of us are gonna be wrong. Maybe it's a DK Expo, who knows? Tomb of Relics being added on. We're gonna have a Scouts by 1-0. Of course, it's the Archmage from Sock, and we're about to find out what hero it is for 1-0. And it's a Crypt Lord, so those ones. I'm assuming this is with Expo here. Like, you don't really open Crypt Lords one base unless your name is. Well, I guess there is quite a few. It's like Ete, Edo, and Krav mostly. Sometimes one. But yeah, this should be an Expo.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of a resurgence of the Crypt Lord, right? Especially since X-Lord defeated Johnny Cage with it. It's a little bit on the rise again. And 1-0 always a big fan of this. So yeah, wouldn't mind 2 base. But it's gonna be a big tug of war between them now. If nobody does crucial mistakes, of course.
There's this really interesting dynamic where you can try and counter your opponent's build order and plan. Like in a lot of matchups, actually. That's why we saw Moon early open Demon Hunter, because he was hoping it would be faster from Soin. It worked out pretty well against Beastmaster as well. But against standard meta, like Banemaster and stuff, he probably wouldn't do that as much. And the Crypt Lords kind of fell off for a little bit, but now the humans, they started opening every single game as if they were facing a Death Knight. And because of that, now there is extra added value into going Crypt Lord again and expanding.
So So far, both players leave each other alone. The Archmage starts off well again with the Claws of Attack. On the other side, Ring of Protection for the Crypt Lord, also not too bad if you go for Harass, but of course you would love to have some stats instead. And those will be 2 uncontested Expo creeps and probably 2 expansions. Oh, Acolyte here, ready for a steal.
Oh, what item? What item? It doesn't take the gamble against the Acolyte. Ring of Protection as well. Alright, keep things fair between both of them. And now this is the aggression that's pretty difficult to handle here if you're Sok. Let's see, he's forcing a tower. He needs to send Militia at the perfect time, which is probably 2 seconds ago, so that worries me a little bit. Sends
This is
them
a lot
now.
of stuff. This is a lot of stuff. Can he keep these peasants safe? Damage is here, but on both sides. So Crypt Lord already going to the sides, but there's so many summons. Repair is good for now, but now the workers are suffering.
Yeah, the tower gets sniped without even getting cancelled. Remember that tower gives the experience here. So that's a bit of experience that 1-2-0 gain. He can just eject here. He's dealt a lot of damage. If he stays now, he's just gonna lose a lot. Goes for a surround on the footman and actually locks it in. Very nicely done.
Gets the kill, gets a lot of kills actually, but still 6 workers here called New Militia will go into the timing of the tech. In the meantime, 1-2-0 builds an expansion as well, already at 50%, but due to that, also a late tech. Is there potential to rebound from this?
Well, I think 1-2-0 is just infinitely ahead. I love that he didn't upgrade the tower too early either. And I think he's got 5 acolytes at the expansion already. Oh my god. With that acolyte that just came out, he now has already 5. So he could tech now very soon, as soon as he has the golds. And still apply more pressure onto Sok here. That one peasant running for its life.
Oh my god. Yeah. At this point, not having even started the expansion is bad. Is real bad. I thought, okay, maybe he would fake that expo and tech in the meantime, but looking into his main base, there's also nothing. And for 1-2-0, yep.
Main top left. Oh, he resummoned beetles. Because beetles don't expire, remember. So he resummoned beetles and that saved that footman with 12 hit points in the top left. I'm surprised Sok is not selling the ring, but he probably checked the marketplace and there was nothing good to buy. In which case, there is not much point selling the ring now. He doesn't need the gold.
Can you still focus it down? He has an impale. He's moving in a way that he's really lighting it up. Saving the mana for now. Probably going into more beetles. No, here's the impale. And this expo, so close to finishing. Can he prevent it all? Not really, but this is so much damage done.
Yeah, and look at the lumber of Sok. He sends Militia from the main again. He has no lumber for teching.
Yep.
The tech on the other side is halfway through done already. And 1-2-0 has been mining from the expo this whole time as well.
Threatens a ghoul run by, has to call New Militia, even less lumber workers. Silver lining, expo starts mining now, but the ghouls are coming in again. This will just continue.
Yeah, he just wants to slow everything with the lumber of Sok here. And Sok is playing so scared as well. He's even getting a scout tower in the main base. Didn't really particularly have to go for that one. Trying to apply some counter pressure with Archmage level 3, it can be dangerous. So we'll see how quickly 1-2-0 reacts. He has a bunch of goals that he can send from the main base, but if he starts losing Acolytes, that's going to be annoying. Thankfully, there is the second Necropolis that would replace those very quickly.
And off we go. Peasant Farming Simulator enabled. Sok needs to find heavy damage, but how? This Archmage alone can't do it really. Footman against ghouls will probably lose this as well. There's a tower up. It's just a little bit of gold. He's getting kills now, I guess, but still. Okay, here's the tech. 7-minute tech.
Yeah, that's so delayed. The tech is already finished. 1-2-0 is going to be able to get second hero, tier 3, slaughterhouse, and double mana pot here in no time.
Crypt under a little bit of pressure. Will find level 3 after the sweet surround on the footman.
Oh my god, the expansion has 4 out of 5 on the Haunted Gold Mine. And the fifth one, the top one, is the hardest one to see. Because if you're slightly under with the camera, like you cannot see whether there is an acolyte up there.
You know what? Wouldn't I? Maybe. I mean, you can argue that's a way to get back for Sock if he gets that little echo advantage, but I don't think that matters here.
Okay, I think actually the fifth acolyte was that guy in the main base of 120, now being sent to the expansion, so he should know. He should fix that. He should definitely get another mana pot here.
Ultimate is trying to creep some stuff away. On 120 side of the map. Is a little brave here. Needs to be a little brave, I guess. Slaughterhouse is coming with that. Destroyers lining up. And 120 wants to brawl.
Attacking is not really good because there is ice towers and stuff. So he would just speed footmen and not do much. So stealing the camps is actually pretty nice because we see the creep lord is level 3, yes, but that means no level 4 for a very long time. The more camps that Sock can steal, but now the fact that there is going to be multiple impels available plus the death coil of the opponent, that's kind of scary, right? Like whatever big camp you would go for would just get stolen. It's double slaughterhouse here, by the way. 120.
Feels like 2009 or something. Mass destroyer push coming. That is gonna be so hard to hold. Like, what do? You don't have rifles. You're investing still into footman upgrades, which is defend. There's not too many towers. You can't get enough gyrocopters out. Seems like a good strategic choice for 120.
Well, Mass Destroyer would be really hit or miss, right? You have a very short timing to make that work, and then if there is enough flying machines after that, it's very hard to pull off. 120, we know that he loves the synergy of Fiends and Destroyers. He's one of the best kiting in the world. So I'm curious whether that's actually what he wants to go for, or does he want to start mixing in a lot of A-bombs? He has quite a few ghouls, so getting Frenzy is going to have tremendous value when he reaches tier 3. And on the other side, Sock did not wait. He reached tier 2, boom, Castle Tech, Mount tanking immediately after, but he's still so far behind tech-wise.
Dude, if Sock can tie this up, this game, and make this an even map, that would be quite incredible. He's distracting. He's reducing the gold income for 120 as good as he can. Gets an important level up to 4 for more regen. And Watermans are pressuring in the main. I think he's doing as good as he can at the moment. He probably saw the double slaughterhouse, I imagine.
I don't know if he went far right enough. He saw one of them for sure. I don't know about the second one. And he started his building a little. I think he overmade Footman a little. Starting his tech a little late, like with the Sanctum and Workshop. And he doesn't even have the lumber for all of them because of the tremendous harass from 120.
Feels like 120 turns this game up quite a bit compared to game 1 especially. Fiend saved, Echo running good, Lich third, Destroyer upgrade, and once again the time is ticking. Do we see workshops? Yeah, double workshop it is. Needs so many gyros now.
Yeah, Lich is almost out. There is a very short timing here during which maybe some Storm Bolts could kill 1 or 2 Fiends and maybe damage some of the statues, but once the Lich gets there with Orb, it's probably gonna be highway time and you wanna get out of there if you suck. Mount tanking could also get targeted when the Lich gets there. Death Knight, oh my god, he's trapping it! He's trapping the Death Knights against the forest.
Oh,
there's no time for all to transfer from the Crypt Lord. He's looking for a big impale here. Maybe counter target on the Mountain King. Yes, he's gonna go for that. Lich is showing up now.
Oh, he's trying to fight out. It's gonna be so close, but Lich is here too. Destroyer can't help too much anymore. And the DK falls. Okay, Sock gaining some momentum. Delays the push because without the DK, you really don't want to go for this all-in.
With Destroyers now being there, Water Elementals are going to become more and more useless. Disease Cloud being researched after 1 A-bomb. My man!
What?
So many times we've seen this. There's like 3 A-bombs before Disease Cloud is researched. This is the way. If you play Undead and you don't do that, you've messed up.
Okay, then this is not an all-in or a very dedicated push at all. You can play Abominations into the late game, and maybe he fooled Sock a little bit as well by faking Mass Destroyers and then going into A-bombs. But again, very, very high pressure on the DK. The gyro... Is there a web? Oh, there is, but not enough. That's the Destroyer down. That's the Death Knight about to go down again.
Yeah, why is he not webbing? He's just right-clicking stuff, so the fiends are not webbing.
Wonky fight. Oh no, the two breakers.
They die very quickly. That DK probably can't believe he even lived through this.
Ay, 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 ay. Okay, then Sock gets more time for the so important tier 3. The Pally is coming. More priests. Knights are coming into the mix now as well. He went for very, very early breakers. I think this is something we don't really see too much in Europe.
What?
Early breakers. Just knights, 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 knights.
Under attack.
Yeah, I mean, against Crypt Lord, it is common to go for this. Usually, ideally, like you'd like to go for multiple priests, but that's in the game that's more equal. Now he's just behind. So he kind of has to cut some corners. I love that he still added the 1 or 2 priests. But yeah, going into breakers early is going to be really nice against the undead tri-hero. You want to be able to target them down. What's missing is the orb, though. I would say you definitely need the orb here, but it's just not that rich right now in this game. And with this attack on the Expo, usually Militia will be sent here to assist with the fights at the Expo. And with some good hero targets, maybe Sock still has a chance. He's not actually very far behind supply-wise.
Okay, is there a chance? Illusions on the Knights will probably be dispelled. Yep, hits them all. Gyros are coming in from the right-hand side. Are the webs better this time? Otherwise, the Destroyer's down in seconds. Hero's got a carry clap on the ground as well. Destroyer is getting attacked by way too many Gyros and is out of that fight. Stormbolt galore on the ground, and once a Knight hits, it does severe damage. And down is the Destro, but down... Oh, sweet staff by Sock to save the Pally. Arm was already in the air. And this looks okay for Sock.
Yeah, the knights were perfectly put on the fiends here. 1-2-0 with some good micro pulling those back. Double statue putting in a lot of work. He's about to have another impale here. But he's out of destroyers against water elementals and slow.
Takes out the gyros now. The anti-air not that strong anymore. Donates more experience when, I don't know, should you really feed these undead heroes? Not the greatest idea, I guess. We get Sorks in. I love it with very, very little dispel. Slowing down the movement of abominations is great. Pally back. Do we have any consumables? Not really. Lot of mana on DK Lich. And oh, the Mountain King finds himself in almost a surround, but finds a way out of that maze, but not having a solution against Coil Nova. Was there no shop, no potion available anymore? He was right next to the shop.
Yeah, I think he didn't have time to buy plus use it. He bought it, didn't have time to use it, and Mount Taking falls, even though staff was up. So a little bit of miscalculation here by Sock is going to cost him his second hero, a very important one, the Mount Taking. And for 1-2-0 to attack, by the way, he had to be sure that he was ahead enough that this was going to be the best choice, because he also could have gone to the bottom right and crept that, and I don't think there is that much Sock could have done about it. But now everything's slowed. The water elementals are always on the statues, the knights are always on the fiends. I'm so impressed with both of their micros. They are always very clean.
Wow. The fact that Sock is still in this game after this early game is incredible. The fact that 1-2-0 won this fight without like being 7 or 8 supply down, also very impressive. But who can seal the deal? Supply lead now heavily in favor of the undead. But there's no statue at the moment. Will probably come in here from the middle. Yes, exactly. Chases more. But yeah, is that the final fight here? Archmage looks pretty squishy. Paladin not level 2 yet. Mountain King not back yet.
Forces are under attack.
He needs to send like 2 or 3 militia if he can. Any help will be good. If you Sock, you want to wait until those towers here have done a little bit of damage. They are close to dying, and then you engage. And if you can drain some mana with the Arcane Tower, that's even better. I think 1-2-0 doesn't need to attack. Look at his mana on his heroes. He's kind of far away from having everything on full mana, so he can just eject. Go for a bit more creeping. Like, he's so close to Crypt Lord 5 to DK 4.
Yeah.
Those are going to be some big power levels. So he gets a town portal. Also very important for an exit if one of his heroes gets targeted too hard.
Yeah, the hero levels are really, really good and just getting better. We have a super tanky Crypt Lord close to level 5, Lich level 3, DK level 3, and Sock just struggles to find the necessary levels. The level 3 on the Mountain King, the level 2 on the Paladin. Needs a critical mass of units, but 1-2-0 doesn't allow that.
He's losing so many units in the fights, and he hasn't even been able to buy not just orb, but also second staff, which he just finally got on his Mountain King. Sock's going in.
Okay, 1-0 still. Oh, neglecting Banshees, I was about to say. Here goes the Paladin. No more healing. The gyros, kind of unnecessary at the moment with bombs. They could maybe threaten the Obsidian statues a bit. But slow kicks in hard because there is just no destroyer. 5
Usually
statues.
If you want to staff your Paladin, you should use your Mount King first to do it. Because then if the Mount King gets targeted, you can staff him with the Archmage. But now use the staff on the Archmage. So if the Mount King would actually get targeted now, that'd be very dangerous. Sock's taking out his anger on the barricade. I've always said that don't even belong on this map.
Massive Nova. What's 1-0 doing with these 5 statues, man? What the? Gets a double kill. And, oh, triple kill even. I think this is 1-0 going through at this point, or is there any sign of hope for Sock?
Not much. I mean, you have to wait for Zero to come out of the staff. 68 supply to 79. There's +2 attack on those fiends. 1-0 just started the +3 not long ago. And still no orb for Sock.
Yeah.
A much smaller army. Impale's gonna land on those knights.
Ouch.
They're gonna evaporate.
Ouch! 8 supply just deleted from the game. The supply gap is not really closing. Breakers not available, and yeah, you can forget about that orb
6
now.
statues.
Yeah, I mean, what is this? It's a lot of regen. I guess he's attacking with them. Magic damage against Knight, I suppose. The magic, or the powerful 7 to 8 damage, right?
Yeah. Alright, maybe desperate hero targets. There is a temple, there is an invuln, and there is still a healing scroll here for Sock. Sorry, for 1-0. Paladin's staying behind. This guy's had enough.
Oh man. Abomination saved the right hand side. Pally, well, tries to get in again and immediately punished and wiped out. No more healing for him. He never got level 2, never got Divine Shield, and with that, without that it's really hard to keep it alive. And everything that gets focused now is pretty much dead.
It looks so funny to see 6 statues like this just chilling, even attacking. I guess he's never running out of mana to replenish.
True. Lots of regen. No more double income for Sock. That of course adds to the injuries he got. He got Inner Fire Knights now, but this is just too late.
Lich gets level 4. Death Knight close to 5. Lands a great Death Coil here to save that one fiend. +3 attack on those fiends. They're hurting so much now.
Man, 1-0 completely took over the momentum in this series, losing map 1 after 4 minutes. Maybe didn't want to bother with being down, and then played the advantage really well. Sock, okay, level 4, level 5 and 2 now, gets the double level up, but there's almost nothing left but the heroes. And wait a second, Impale can't run away anymore. Level 5 on that side as well, and 1-0 wins 2 maps in a row, and with that advances to the winner bracket final.
Good performance. Like I said, if he plays the Crypto on that map, he was expected to be favored. Not necessarily because the